A recap of Trump's hush money trial.
Nothing being hidden at all.
And what Stormy Daniels said during her testimony. Downtown Fort Myers avoided by people.
I'm glad he was here in my yard and not anywhere else.
After a bear was spotted near the area. And reaching for success.
Every time I completed something, I thought, like, what's next?
A graduate going above and beyond with her diploma. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Jason Ara.
I'm Valentina Gaspar. Today is Wednesday, May 8th, 2024.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Stormy Daniels on the stand in former President Trump's hush money case. A significant development in former President Donald Trump's criminal case in Manhattan this coming morning.
As CNN's Jen Sullivan reports, this comes after adult film star Stormy Daniels testified yesterday about their alleged sexual encounter back in 2006.
Former President Donald Trump arriving in court Tuesday for day 13 of the hush money trial in New York. Prosecutors allege Trump, who faces 34 felony counts of falsifying business records, orchestrated a scheme to undermine the 2016 presidential election by suppressing negative information, including a $130,000 payment made by his then lawyer Michael Cohen to keep adult film star Stormy Daniels quiet about an alleged previous affair from 2006. Trump denies the affair and has pleaded not guilty to all of the charges.
There's nothing being hidden at all.
Tuesday, Daniels testifying in the trial, asking the court to address her by the name she uses as an adult film star.
She comes in today saying, "Call me Stormy Daniels," not Stephanie Clifford. She's not running from her background at all, nor should she.
The 45-year-old took the stand wearing a loose jacket. Reporters in the courtroom describing her as nervous and talking fast. The prosecutor and judge asking her to slow down. The prosecutor asking her questions about her upbringing.
I think the prosecutor, Ms. Hoffinger, is trying to humanize Stormy Daniels before this jury.
Daniels was asked details about her alleged sexual encounter with the former president at his hotel room in Lake Tahoe back in 2006, testifying, quote, Mr. Trump had come into the bedroom and was on the bed, then saying the intention was pretty clear. Somebody stripped down to their underwear and is posing for you. During cross-examination, the defense trying to paint Daniels as someone who was seeking to profit financially from Trump with her claims. Trump said this after the testimony was over.
This was a very big day, a very revealing day.
In New York, I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Continuing on with the former president's upcoming court dates, he has one less to worry about, at least for now. Yesterday, Judge Eileen Cannon postponed Trump's classified documents trial here in Florida indefinitely. It was originally set to begin in May. Cannon said in her offer that there are significant issues regarding the classified evidence that need to be cleared up.
Unfortunately, a Palm Beach County mother is accused of trying to hire somebody to kill two people in regard to a court case against her son. Al Peffley from WPC reports from Lake Worth.
They're obviously very serious and egregious charges.
43-year-old Josefina Cardona of Lake Worth Beach is accused in a stunning crime that seems like something right out of Hollywood. Sheriff detectives say Cardona tried to hire a hitman to kill two people that she blamed as being responsible for her son's arrest for murder in 2022. Her son, 16-year-old Manuel Marcos Cardona, pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, and he's now serving a 15-year prison sentence. Sheriff's detectives say with her son in prison, Cardona sought revenge and offered to pay a hitman $8,000 to kill two witnesses who were involved in the case against her son. But the killings were never carried out because the hitman was an undercover sheriff's agent and Cardona was arrested.
The circumstances, had they been different and it was not reported and an undercover agent became involved, the likelihood is two people would have been dead.
Neighbors of Josefina Cardona say they find it hard to believe that she would try to hire a hitman to kill two people.
It's a surprise when you find out who's living next to you. I had no idea about that, and someone can get very scared because it's something we don't see daily. When you discover what happened, it's frightening to hear that. I'm a little scared because I have 2 kids. Imagine thinking you have someone like that right next to you. It's always scary with something like this.
That was WPOC's Al Pefferly reporting the 43-year-old woman's bond was set at $550,000, and the sheriff's office says she's in the country illegally and will be subject to deportation once the case is concluded.
TikTok is pushing back this morning following a decision by Congress and President Biden to ban the social media platform in the U.S. unless it's sold to a non-Chinese entity. The bill was signed last month and sets a deadline of January 2025. Parent company ByteDance filed a petition calling the law a violation of free speech. TikTok CEO also reaffirmed that the company won't sell as it fights to remain in the U.S.
It's about that time of year when wildlife animals get more active, and people in Fort Myers saw this happen as a bear was spotted roaming around. WFTX's Ella Rhodes has more on this story.
For Mickey Rosado, it was when he woke up, he saw his business on the news. No break-in or robbery, just trespassing. A 350-pound male black bear made its way behind the fence at Appliances To Go USA.
I'm glad he was here in my yard and not anywhere else. That is something good.
Fort Myers police and FWC tried to trap the bear. They used food to try to lure it away from the trailers.
Ultimately, we could tell from the atmosphere here, a lot of noise and a lot of stress added to that bear. It didn't seem interested at all in eating, and so we decided it probably best to take action.
FWC tranquilized the bear so they could safely cage it and bring it home.
Being in Florida, you just don't know what you're going to get. I mean, one day it's something boat related, and then you're out in the woods and you're dealing with wildlife.
It's not the first time a bear has made its way downtown. FWC says something similar happened a few years ago.
A bear is a bear. You know, although they might be timid or they might be dull, but they can be harmful too.
He's just happy everyone is safe.
There's a lot of folks that come here downtown and walk toward the courthouse or the state building. It could be a harmful situation.
FWC says they'll relocate the bear outside the county. And to be careful this time of year as animals get more active.
That was WFTX's Ella Rhodes reporting. Florida Wildlife Fishing commissioners said it took hours to tranquilize the bear.
A Southwest Florida native looking to make history on the other side of the country this morning. Ilona Kearney is a military veteran who was born in Port Charlotte near Fort Myers and moved to the state of Washington in 2016. She has thrown her hat into the ring in an attempt to be the state's first ever black governor. Once facing homelessness, Kearney says she understands the challenges that face her state's working class.
Our people have marched for us to be able to be in these spaces, and even though there's difficulty to be in these spaces because we can't afford to be in these spaces, but to have saved up the money to do this means a whole lot. So, yes. Yay. Yes.
Running for office isn't cheap, as she had to pay nearly $2,000 just to register for the August primary.
The Marlins are in the middle of a 6 a.m. stretch against the 2 best teams in baseball.
That's all ahead, and so is the story.
You think you have it figured out, and then you find out shortly after that that may not be the case. It happens like a lot throughout life, and it's just like a part of the process.
It's not strange for a teenager to be walking across a graduation stage this time of year, only it's usually not her 4th time doing it. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
FIU wasn't really my first choice, but, you know, I grew up wanting to be a Hurricane, but that didn't work out, so I'm here now, I guess.
Hey, man. Your shoes untied.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
Should have done that against Georgia Tech.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
A teenager celebrating the degrees of success in the area of academics. Specifically, those degrees are bachelor's, master's, and PhD, all by the age of 18.
KPNX's Brenda Lipinski has more on this outstanding student.
At just 18 years old, Dorothy Tillman has accomplished so much.
Got my associates going on 11 and my bachelor's going on 13, my master's at 15.
And today, she's made it to walk the stage, earning her doctoral in behavioral health. Dorothy hasn't just accomplished multiple degrees, she's also started a leadership institute where she teaches kids in Chicago and West Africa about science, technology, engineering, art, and math.
I never really thought that this would be like what it turned into, but once I started, getting into higher education, I kind of just, every time I completed something, I thought like, what's next? And now I'm here.
Hoping to use all she's learned to make a difference.
I want to find a way to kind of bridge that and start putting maybe integrated behavioral health into schools so people can start learning about such an important thing a lot younger.
Grateful she was able to find an online program through ASU that supported her goals and hoping to cheer her classmates on, no matter what they set to accomplish.
If you think you have it figured out and then you find out shortly after that that may not be the case, it happens like a lot throughout life and it's just like a part of the process, and to not forget that as you're going through it, I think would be a good thing to remember.
Brenda Lipinski, 12 News.
Unfortunately, the Miami Marlins are struggling to dodge a sweep in California against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, even with Marlins star Jazz Chisholm Jr. scoring a leadoff homer and Dodger pitcher Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who did lead his team through 8 effective innings, which did end up blowing the fish out of the water. The final score was Marlins 2, Los Angeles 8. The Marlins will play the Dodgers later today for their final game in the series at 3:10 p.m. You're watching Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You all right?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. Regular you.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak today. I'm Valentina Gaspari.
I'm Jason Harrell. Get more news anytime at caplanews.fiu.edu.